Alright, so today we're going to be changing the oil on a 2020 Subaru Impreza WRX. This has got to be possibly the easiest oil change ever. So basically, you're going to remove your oil cap here. Your oil filter's right there. So you just unscrew this and let it drain down into there. And you don't even have to deal with the oil filter making a mess. You get underneath, you undo the oil drain bolt, let it drain off into a drain pan, put it back in, put a new filter, fill it up, and you're done. Alright, so here's part one. That thing's on there tight. Okay. It's the type that has an O-ring in it. Yep, you can tell just by the way it feels when it's coming off. Okay, let's do the oil filter. Literally could not be easier. Look at that. That's crazy how easy that was. Wow.
Bro, remember my Sentra?
Yeah. Wow.
Horrible. Remember we had to take the right side tire off?
Yeah. This is just like magic. And it's already drained because it's always facing upside down. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to get under the car and undo the oil drain bolt. Alright, I'm underneath the Subaru now. As you can see, this is your oil drain bolt. It's behind the aluminum pan. I'm just going to undo that, and that's going to let the oil out of there. I want to say that that's a 14 millimeter. Let's verify. Hold on. Yep, it's 14 millimeter. Alright, let's make this happen. Take the cap off this oil thing. Adjust it here. And there goes nothing. Wow, that's really on there, Melton. I'm going to need a breaker bar in order to make that happen. Alright, so let's undo this bolt. This is really tight, so we're going to have to use a breaker bar. Oh, what? Okay, there we go. Got it loose.
Okay.
Yep. And here comes some extremely hot oil. These motors are hot, man. Oh, that is hot. We'll let that do its thing, and then when it's fully drained,
it doesn't look bad, honestly.
Go ahead and refill. Alright, the oil's all drained out, so I'm going to go ahead and replace my oil drain plug. You should replace the crush washer on there as well, just for safety. So, just kind of wipe the area down, the plug back on. Kind of wish manufacturers would go back to a plug that points down instead of sideways, but no big deal. Do you know how much it gets torqued to? Do you know how much it gets torqued to?
No.
Okay, then it gets torqued hand tight. Total. There we go. You really can't torque it much more.
No, it says 104.8, bro. You got the right one.
Do you want stuffed crust pizza or regular pizza? There's stuffed crust.
What do you want?
So now we have our brand new oil filter. I'm just going to I don't have nails through a glove, so. Alright. I'm going to dip my finger in some oil here, fresh motor oil, and rub it on the seal and a little bit into the threads. It's just to lubricate them so it comes off easy next time. Alright, and we'll turn that on until you feel it snug, and then I like to give it about a quarter turn. Could probably take a little bit more. You don't want to overdo it. because it'll end poorly. Although in this car you could easily beat a screwdriver through here and turn it. It'd be real easy. Got to do that under cars at crazy angles. Now we're just going to pour in the oil. This car takes 5.4 quarts. We've got our Mobile 1 over here, being fancy, 5 weight 30, which is what's recommended. The only downer here is we have to pour very carefully so as not to make a mess, because it's kind of far from where you can get the bottle to, but that's okay. Just pour slowly and it's not the end of the world. Don't get greedy and you won't have a mess on your hands. Basically, the more oil I pour out, the closer I'll get the bottle until I can fully invert it and just dump out the rest of the oil. So what I do is I'll pour in the 5 quarts, then I'll pour in about half of the remaining quart. So that'll take me close to the 5.4. I'll be slightly under half, right? Then turn on the car, run it, let the oil filter get filled, check the level on the dipstick, and if it says full, we're good. If not, we add a little bit more, and that's that. Okay, so here comes the small bottle. Yeah, should be good. You can count that. Alright, put that on there. And let's move the car down. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so at this point, all we need to do is pull this dipstick. Alright. We're gonna wipe it down. And we're gonna get familiar with the style of dipstick that this is. So this is the type that has the 2 little dots, so the oil should come up to the second one. I like the OG one that just has a line that says full, like my truck. Looks like we need a little bit more. Not a lot either.
What happens if you put too much oil in it?
You add too
Bad
much
for the
pressure
seals?
for the seals, yeah. Pour that in there, like a little bit. I'll let you know when. A little more. Let me see what level the bottle's at. I'll put it on a level surface. Should be about. So you should have about 5.5 quarts in there at this point. Alright, so
So I can fuck up the seals, right?
yeah, it'll ruin your seals. But you have to be doing it for a long time, and it depends on the motor you have too. Like, in my Tacoma, I always used to overfill it, and I never had an issue. But once I realized it's bad for the seals, I stopped doing it. But I only did that for years. So like, your mileage will vary, right? Like depending on your car. Alright. That looks good. I wouldn't add any more than that. Just check it after like the first
Once I go home. I'll
yeah, check it, and if anything, add the last little drop. Alright. So that's that. That's a Subaru WRX oil change on a 2020 WRX. Manual transmission, not that that really matters. If you guys like this video, feel free to hit like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you're notified when I post up another video. If you have any feedback, any suggestions or questions, feel free to leave that in the comment section. And as always, thank you guys for watching.